Are you ready to expand your life and reality? Join us for the next hour with Jamie Bates as she shares life-changing thoughts, techniques, and awarenesses to help you expand your reality.
Hello and welcome. I am Jamie Bates, consciousness facilitator and expander of realities. My mission with my radio show is to create greater awareness of what is possible and to expand you beyond the limitations of this reality. I am grateful that you're joining me today. And today is April 1st, 2020. And today I'm just going to chat a bit about what's going on in the world right now and really look at is this the change that we have been looking for, right? Showing up way different than we could have ever imagined possible. And so today I want to really dive into that. I really want to look at what is truly being created right now, and how can you use this time to your best advantage? There is just so many things going on right now, you guys. So many things on a big scale. The coronavirus is one piece and part of what is really truly going on. And I think a majority of us can really feel the lightness that is being created. And so today I want to kind of dive into that. I want to look at what's being created here on the planet right now, and really look at what do we do during this time. So let's go ahead and get started today, and let's make sure that we're expanded out so we can really get into this expanded viewpoint today. So let's go ahead and take some nice deep breaths. And let's put our barriers down. Our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down. And nice deep breath. And go ahead and make yourself as big as the building that you're in, all the way out, and all the way down, and all the way up. Yeah, really just taking those nice deep breaths. Make yourself as big as the city that you're in, all the way out, and all the way down, and all the way up. I know there's so much intensity going on right now. Expanding is really kind of one of these things that is really just helping me stay afloat, stay in the bigness, because, in the contraction of us is really where a lot of these viewpoints, the fear, the overwhelm, the upset, is just ping-ponging around. So really for me, staying expanded has been key and really kind of moving my life forward here. So let's go ahead and make sure that you're expanded out. Let's go as big as the state that you're in, province, all the way out, and all the way down, and all the way up. Nice deep breath. And as big as the country that you're in, go all the way out, and all the way down, and all the way up. Nice deep breath. And go ahead and make yourself as big as the planet that we're on, as big as planet Earth. Big, bigger, faster, becoming one with everyone and everything in the universe and the multiverse, multiple universes. Just really breathe that in. Big as the space of you, as the infinite being that you be. Yeah, and just really breathe that space in for a moment. Just really allow that vortex to kind of come through your body, releasing you from everyone and everything that isn't yours, just really getting you in your universe and your space as who you be. Awesome. Let's just take some nice deep breaths for a moment here and really get us sent all the way into us. Very cool. So lots of things going on right now, right? We are seeing the change. The change that we have been asking for is right now, you guys. You know, I've been saying my radio show for the last almost 2 years. Gosh, this month is going to be 2 years. I have been doing this podcast. Isn't that crazy? 2 whole years. And I've been saying since I started this that December 21st, 2021 is going to be the end of this 9-year cycle. And this 9-year cycle is going to literally change everything. And here we are in the end. We have like a year and a half, give or take a little bit here, before that actual time. And this is what we have been looking for. We have been spending the last 7.5 years essentially shifting, changing, transforming shifting enough things to be able to get to this place where this is the actual change that we are looking for. So right now we are in April. It's April 1st, 2020. So here in the U.S. we are, what about 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks into our shutdown here. I know people in other parts of the world, kind of everyone's in different zones of how long their area has been shut down. But isn't it fascinating that literally the whole world has went on shutdown? That's number one, right? The whole world went on shutdown because what else is going on here besides the virus is systems and structures are falling. Okay, the governments are working together. We are in such a powerful time right now. Governments are working together to essentially destroy the programs, the matrix systems, the form and structure that has been in control, that has been siphoning our energy sources, siphoning our life force, siphoning our resources, siphoning our money, all of this. All of these are getting essentially shut down as we speak. What we're going to be experiencing over the next 2 weeks in particular is a lot of this underground shifting, a lot of these systems that have been put in place by banks, by the cabal, by those who have essentially been in control of this world. Those are coming down right now. Okay, and what we're going to see is in the next 2 weeks in particular, we may not be physically seeing it, but that's what we're really perceiving. We're perceiving a downward fall of the system that has been in control of this entire planet. Okay, and over this next month, this is going to continue to be destroyed, and we're going to find that especially here in the US, we won't really be returning to, well, nobody actually in the whole world is going to be returning to quote unquote normal ever again. Because the systems, structures, all of these things that have been in control of the matrix are now falling, everything's going to have to be rebuilt anew. Now, if you listen to my show, I talked about the beginning of the year, January 2020, I talked about this is our form and structure year, and that could literally not be any more accurate than that, because this is our form and structure year. We're going to see the fall of the bottom. Okay, this is what's going on right now. The fall of the bottom is going on, which is very, very required. You know, we may have been working on dissipating and releasing like the higher up for a really long time, but right now we're going through the fall of the foundation. Okay, when the foundation completely falls, which again is going to be by the end of this month. The next 2 weeks are fundamental times of these energies falling. Actually started yesterday, and it's going to be going through at least Easter Sunday, Easter Monday time frame, which is April 12th, 13th. We are going to be seeing these underground these form and structure, these basement, these foundation levels are now going down. And then what we're going to have to do before we can return to any type of quote unquote regular life, which we won't really be living regular life. It won't be that sense of normalcy that we've had before, which is great because the normal wasn't working anyways, right? So what's going to be created after that? Again, April's going to be mostly the fall or the destruction of it. Starting May, it's going to start the rebuild. Okay. And so we're all going to still have to really be in this downtime for the rebuild too, because the foundation is going to have to be rebuilt. Okay, in order for us to even venture back out. And I think probably the foundation will start getting rebuilt sometime mid-April anyways, and close to the end of April. Then come May is going to be kind of the fundamental structures are going to be started to put into place. And those are going to look way different than what we have right now. Okay, so one of the things that is going to really start to change is the debt system is going to change. Our money system is going to change. We're going to see just lots of integration of new paradigms, okay, new form and structure, things that are potentially way outside of what we have ever even considered a possibility. And what I want you to really keep your awareness on is what does it feel like when you see these new things coming in? What do they feel like? Don't buy into maybe potentially even a lot of what the media says, or what someone who has a lot of points of view says. Really feel these things as they start to move in, and really feel what they feel like in your body, okay? Because the reality is, you guys, is we have spent uh, this whole lifetime really drowning in heavy and hard, drowning in form and structure and matrix concepts that truly didn't work for our lives, didn't really truly work for anybody's lives, really. And what we've been experiencing the last 7.5 years is a vortexing out of a lot of these heavy and hard constructs, a lot of these constructs that exist down in the lower level polarity, and that's like the first, second, and third dimension. So much of the struggle concepts, much of the abuse concepts, or I should say all of the abuse concepts, all of these things are actually going to be dissipated and released. So as we elevate and move forward, again, by December 21st, 2021, all of these new structures are going to be put in place, and at that time, we will be living in a brand new energy, a brand new space, and a brand new consciousness. Okay. And that's going to continue to elevate even beyond December 21st, 2021. But that's kind of the deadline of what we're gonna, like, that ends the 9-year cycle of the fallout and the rebuild. And then moving forward, we're just going to go into this building of a new reality. So when we look at that, that does leave about 18 months, okay? 18 months of continuing to destroy any foundations of anything that doesn't work, and the rebuild, at least of the foundation of the new paradigms that we're going to be moving into. So it doesn't mean that life is going to be totally perfect by June. Absolutely, positively not, okay? We're going to still be going through a lot of bumpy territory here. There is going to be a lot of things that occur from now until June and even beyond, even through, probably the beginning of next year. We're going to still see a lot of the fallout of different structures that no longer work for this reality, and then we're going to start to see the rebuild of something different. And a lot of these things, as they get rebuilded, are going to be things rebuilt, I should say, sorry. My bird was distracting me there. A lot of these things, as they get rebuilt, are going to be things that we may have never even considered a possibility, or maybe even we have been told are not a possibility. And I know that we're seeing this a lot right now, because even here in the US, the government is doing things that are quote unquote unheard of, right? Things that maybe in the past we had decided, or this reality had decided, was not a possibility for us to do. And the reality is anything is possible, especially right now. So it's really, really important that you keep that in your, the background of your mindset, I guess, is anything is possible right now. And with this rebuild, with this tear down and rebuild, um, I cannot stress how possible it is for you to dissipate, remove yourself from form and structure that you don't like in your life. And when I say form and structure, I mean, like, if there's concepts around you that you don't like, if you don't like the way that you're showing up with your family, if you don't like the way that you're interacting with work friends, if you don't like the way that you're interacting in life in general, if you don't want to feel the way that you have been feeling, if you don't want to continue to move forward in a life as you have been living, there is never been a more open time for you to be able to choose something different. Okay? We are in the beginnings of a massive foundation clear out. Okay, there is not one thing about your life that you cannot change if you choose to change it. It's just your choice. That really is all it takes, is the conscious choice to say, you know what, I'm living this certain way in my life, and I don't want to live that way anymore. And once you make that decision, you can have the opportunity to be able to choose anything that you would like moving forward. So there's just a million possibilities here. There's also many things that are going to be created that we haven't even ever considered as a possibility. If you've read my book, I talk about in there about how when the Mayfair came to shore, right? And the Indians couldn't see the Mayfair when Christopher Columbus was sailing over to America. Not that he discovered it in any way, shape, or form, but when he was sailing to America, the Indians couldn't even see the ships because it was so far outside of what the Indians had decided was possible, because it was something that they had never seen. It was something that they had never even, thought up as a possibility. And these are the things that we're going to start, that are going to start working their way into our reality, are things that are like, oh my goodness, I never even considered that that could be something that could happen for my life, or happen to me, or and not in a bad way, in a good way, because these are all, as we approach this continuing moving forward, the biggest thing here is we're elevating out of these lower level of polarity. Okay, so that means, again, much of the struggle concepts are going to be dissipating, releasing, and going away. Okay, so you don't have to be fearful of the future as it's being created. This is what we have been waiting for. This is the change showing up way different than we had ever imagined it possibly could. Okay, and this change is going to offer your life some massive, massive upgrades. Okay, you just have to be open and willing and ready to choose. Okay, that's really the only qualifications that there is. Choice is a big one. And, I'm always talking about choices, right? Your conscious choice, again, is your biggest creator of your future. So you just even saying, I'm ready for something different, I want to choose something different, just even really being open to being that conscious space is really going to take you really far through these upgrades. So with that being said, I'm going to take a quick break here because I need to give myself a second. I've been talking for quite some time here. I'm going to give myself a minute to take a quick break and check out my new commercials here about my amazing programs that can really truly take you from where you're at right now to getting into being that conscious chooser and aligning with the life that you would like to have. So I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we're going to continue talking about the change that is showing up way different than we ever imagined possible.
The Consciousness Playground is a membership community to support you in living a conscious and aware life. Each month, members receive life and reality-changing concepts. It also includes member-only content and a VIP Facebook group to ask questions and connect with like-minded individuals. The Consciousness Playground currently has instant access to over 150 hours of life-changing audios and exclusive programs, with more added each month. Each and every month has a theme and includes audios and live calls around that topic. This playground has audios worth over $1,500 that you can access all at once. Come learn, grow, expand, and create something different in your life today.
And we're back with, is this the change we've been looking for? And I just wanted to kind of keep going here with what we were talking about. You know, I keep saying the next 2 weeks is going to be a big dismantle, if you will. And I think we're going to see either Easter Sunday here in the U.S., which is, I think it's April 12th, or Monday, April 13th, there's going to be a big shift we're going to be experiencing. And that's going to be the first of the major shifts that are going to start occurring here on the planet. And as these things shift, again, this is giving us more space to have that change that we've been looking for show up. And really what you might still be experiencing through this period is lots of tiredness. We actually just talked about this today. In the Consciousness Playground, we had a live call, which I've been doing weekly, really sharing my deeper awarenesses with those in the Consciousness Playground, really what I'm aware of within the form and structure of what's coming down, that kind of stuff, just really kind of sharing the bigger awarenesses I'm having with that. And we were talking about symptoms that we're kind of experiencing right now. Many of us are having, we're super tired. We're feeling maybe potentially overwhelmed. Even though I think most of us can really feel the excitement of what is being created, right? We know that this is very required right now. It also doesn't really feel very good in our bodies, right? And that really is because your body is so aware of so many things that are going on, right? Because our bodies are receiving organs, receiving information from everywhere all the time. There may be a lot more things that your body is aware of than what you are consciously aware of. So during this time, I know many of us are down, right? We're not working, or if we are working, we're working from home. And I know that there is still a fairly large population of people out there working, right? The healthcare workers, the grocery store workers, the truck drivers, the people that are keeping this world going right now. Very grateful and thankful for them. But also knowing that a majority of us are down. And again, that's for a reason, because if enough of us are kind of staying out of the form and structure, right, out of the way that the world operates, with most of the essential businesses or non-essential businesses closed, it's really giving us a space to again, generate these new possibilities. So for those of us that are down right now, you may be taking extra naps. You may be feeling more tired than normal. And that's okay, because you're holding a different space than those out there that are working, those that are working, the front lines of things. Although, again, we're very thankful for them. The job that you're doing is also very equally important as well, because you are holding space. You are um, being space so the world can transform and change. So the job that you're doing is also an important job in this reality right now. So again, the change that we've been looking for is showing up like this. I know many of us really require kind of this like downtime to do this conscious reset, right? And I'm going to go back to, many of us have been aware for so long that there is so much of this reality that really truly just doesn't work. And the stuff that we have been aware of that doesn't work, it will be going away. Many of the companies that have been operating in greed and haven't been really, providing for their employees like they should. The companies who have had these, big CEOs making billions of dollars, while their employees aren't even making a livable wage. We're going to see a dissolving of those companies. And the thing is I know many of us, we may be working for those companies, and we may, although we're staying out of the fear end of it, or maybe you are feeling fear, maybe you are feeling scared for what's going to happen with, your future with some of this stuff. Know that um, if you are working for a company or have been working for a company that does fall during this time, please know that, number one, you will be supported. Okay, no matter where you're at in the world during this time of downfall, your government will step in and make sure that you are taken care of. And I feel like for some of us, especially listening to this show, we may even create and generate more money not working than we were making working certain jobs. That you may actually see an influx of money that actually creates more wealth moving in. And if you're home, you're not spending nearly the money you were when you were out working, right? You're not spending the money on gas. You're not spending the money on fast food. You're not spending the money on things that you would be spending the money on if you were out working. So this is going to change a lot of people's financial situations if you're open to allowing that universe to come in and shift and change some things. It's really interesting right now. I'm seeing a lot of people fighting against kind of the government coming in and supporting them. And, I mean, I get it, but I also know that this is part of moving into a conscious reality is a government that supports and backs their people, right? Instead of the government being in the big business or the politicians' pockets, it's time that the government start taking care of the people who make the world the world as a whole. Okay, and so we're going to see an upswing of that right now. You're going to start to see that wherever you're at in the world, whatever state you're in, whatever country you're in, whatever province you live in, you're going to see that uh, the people or your province, your area is going to make it available for you to stay at or even potentially better than where you were working. So uh, anywhere that maybe you might have some fear or some anxiety about what's going on, please know that This is a conscious reset. This is the change that we have been looking for. So you will be provided what you require to be able to continue to consciously exist in this world. And the more space you can stay right now, the more energy of just being that generative space of ease, as much as you possibly can choose it. Because the thing is you are going to be aware of a lot of things, just like I said, right? You're going to be aware of a lot of things coming into your body. You're going to be aware of a lot of things happening around you. And it may not even be conscious awareness. Your body may just be picking up on the information. So if you require more time to rest right now, please take this. Take this space to give your body and your being the time it requires to heal. If you are connected to me in any way, shape, or form, whether you're on my email list or you're in my Facebook group, I have been personally taking this time to really be reaching out and connecting to each one of you as well. Every Sunday at 2 o'clock, I have been doing a free call. If you're on my email list or if you're in my Facebook group, you should be getting invited. I would love to have you join me. This is a free call for everyone and anyone who would like to join us. On Wednesdays every single week for the past 4 weeks, I've been doing a live call with my group as well. And that's with the membership group. And we're going a little bit deeper in the membership group calls, sharing a little bit more of my awareness in those, and giving you time to ask questions and get the help that you require. So my membership group can also be found at Jamie, Jamie-Bates, BATES.com. And you just go right to the membership program and you can sign up for my membership there. Right now, if you enter the code empath, all caps, you can actually get a $11 a month discount for the monthly fee, or you can also get $111 off for the yearly fee. I am going to continue to do weekly calls, the free call on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then my group call on Wednesdays with the closed group. So if you are needing support, if you're ready to connect with other conscious beings and would like to join us, I would love to have you on either one of those calls, whether it's the free call or the membership call. The membership right now has my new program, the Energetic Receive Method, which really have gotten crystal clear about how to use every one of these tools in concession to really truly create your best life, to really allow you to have a step-by-step method, going from expanding, clearing, healing, receiving, feeling your truth, instilling your boundaries, making conscious choices, and stepping into alignment. I have an 8-step protocol to really truly be able to release the things that no longer serve you, to be able to really truly shift the viewpoints that you no longer want to be in, to heal those spaces and places of you that still feel yucky and upset and gross inside, and to really truly get into your truth, to get into your space of boundaries, and to really start consciously choosing the life that you are ready to live. So that's available in the Consciousness Playground. Plus, I also have my Facebook group, The Conscious Empath, and my Facebook page, The Conscious Empath, where you can get lots of inspiration and help there as well. I would love to have you join me in those if you have not yet. So essentially, kind of the recap for the show today is, yes, this is the change that we have been looking for. Just breathe that in for a moment. This is the change that we have been looking for. The world is changing as we speak. Things are going to start showing up better and easier than they ever have before. So now is the time to jump in, embrace your change, embrace your transformation, and really truly allow yourself to let possibilities show up for you that can make your life better and easier than ever before. So thank you so much for listening to me today, and I hope that I gave you some new space and invited you into some more. I'm super looking forward to what is going to be created here through this time, and I'm looking forward to connecting to each and every one of you in the future. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.
You have been listening to Expand Your Reality with your host, Jamie Bates. Thank you for listening.